Well, imagine going back in time and seeing all the barriers that was broken. One of those barriers were Adolf Hitler. In this documentary, we'll be discussing who he was, what he did, and how was this barrier broken. First off, who is Adolf Hitler? Well, to answer this question, he is a chancellor over Germany. You may be confused about what is a chancellor, but it's basically a president with a little twist. This twist is that the public has no say and the chancellor gets to dictate you, just as this photograph demonstrates. Another interesting fact about who was Adolf Hitler is that he was born in Brandenburg in Austria. This is a town where Adolf Hitler grew up in. Also, Adolf Hitler is known for being the leader of Nazi parties and his big, bold personality. He was known for this because of what he did to the unfortunate Jewish kids. Secondly, an important thing you should know when discussing this barrier is what he did. This is important because what he did has to do with who he was in this barrier. First off, all this has to do with who he was in this barrier because what he did had a huge impact on what image he gave himself. For an example, when he tortured the Jewish people, he came off as a super vicious person. That's a reason why what he did has to do with who he was. Anyways, back to what he did. Some events of what he did is create the Hitler Youth, send Jewish people to concentration camps along with torturing them, and since he was a chancellor, he had lots of power. While being a chancellor over Germany, he did lots of stuff he shouldn't have done. I know this because according to World War II Summary Combats and Facts History, it states Hitler's invasion of Poland in September 1939 drove Great Britain and France to declare war on Germany, and World War II had. Also, this is a photo of World War II Nazi soldiers. Now that you know all the events that happened because of Adolf Hitler, you should know how this barrier he created got broken. Well, first off, Adolf Hitler was in power for 12 years. In this time period, there was a huge war called World War II happening around him. This war determined if he was going to fall. When World War II ended and Germany lost, Adolf Hitler passed away. To respond to this question, this madness of a barrier officially ended in 1945 when he was defeated. Lastly, I hope that you have the image of going back in time and seeing Adolf Hitler and the Jews. I also hope that you know a bit more about this subject. By knowing about this subject, I mean you should now know who was Adolf Hitler, what did he do, and how was that barrier broken.